What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Falco, and this is episode 12 of the TalonCast podcast. You guys already know this is your one-stop shop to get all of your news, information, and hot takes for Ash of Creation, the MMO made by Intrepid Studios. You already know. I'm your host, Falco. So let's get into this. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, "Yo, Falco, you're late, buddy. This shit was supposed to come out in the morning, man. You're late. You're fucking late. We thought you were gonna freaking miss a week." I'm not gonna lie, I was contemplating putting a post out and being like, "Yo, guys, there ain't much to talk about. We're not gonna talk about anything." But I didn't do the cop out. And we actually have stuff to talk about, especially considering the fact that today, which is the 8th of July, they had a really, really good PTR today, which was very surprising. And we did have some pretty interesting PTRs before this, but this whole week is going to be a very interesting PTR week in specific, because we get to test the PTR all week, and then next week is going to be like a whole 2 week, like 24/7 uptime, which probably is going to have to do with like econ and us testing that out. So it's going to be a very, very interesting content week of us just testing out new shit that they're trying to tweak, I feel like. But I'm excited. But we're gonna talk about other stuff that we did test in the PTR, like the Nakua and the Pyre. The Nakua and the Pyre did come out in the PTR. They did not look very similar to how Steven envisioned them, in my opinion. When we saw them like as their like mock-ups, I feel like the Pyre. I feel like they always release characters into the game and they don't, or races into the game and they don't initially look how they should. And then they slightly over time become more and more like their counterparts, like they're how they're supposed to look. So I'm not worried too much about that, but I'm just saying they do kind of look jank and they don't look very good. So that's one thing. And I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have noticed that, because everyone has access to the PTR, but I'm just giving my opinion that the Pyre and the Nakua don't look very good. They don't look very good, and that was mostly what we were supposed to be testing them for. We were supposed to be testing if they had any weird like interactions with armor. They gave them boobs and shit like they were doing on previous races, etc. Yada yada yada. You know the deal. But that was that. But going on to that, the thing that was very interesting to me that I think a lot of people are probably not going to enjoy, and this might be a hot take or maybe a mid take. I don't know which one to call it. Let me know what you call it. By the way, if you made it this far, which you're not too far, we're only 2 minutes in, make sure you type it down below spoon. Type spoon down below. I just wanted to make sure I threw it out randomly to see if you guys are paying attention. Spoon, that's the word. But let's keep it going. The next thing I think is kind of gonna rub a lot of people the wrong way, especially people who don't follow this game like directly. In my opinion, is probably how they changed. And this is going to be, I'm assuming, scaled depending on how people feel. Hopefully it gets scaled back a little bit, because I feel like it's gonna slow down leveling. But the thing is, what they added to the PTR was that they added that enemy level scaling, and that basically enemies that are 1 to 2 levels higher than you will be slightly or marginally, that's the word they use, more difficult, and then enemies that are like 5 to 6 levels higher than you will be much more difficult. And I'm not sure how people are gonna feel about that, because it may impact the level disparity at which people level. And usually at the level disparity that you level usually yields you more XP, because the higher the level of the mob, the more XP they give. And I don't think they're changing the XP like split between the level range of the mob and the level range of you. You know what I mean? So it's gonna slow down your grind. It already is a grind that people don't enjoy. So the only way that they can offset that is by making sure that questing is good, and there's other means of you getting good XP or making it feel like it's not such a drag. And I get Intrepid's stance on this, that this game is not supposed to be a hard game to level, and I don't mind. I don't care. I like MMOs. I love grindy, but I'm not like most people. I play RuneScape. Like, RuneScape is the most grindy fucking MMO known to man. I like the grind. I love it. It gives me more content. It gives me more shit to do. But some people just don't want to do that, and I get the sentiment that the game isn't for everyone. But like that is kind of hard. It's hard to like pinpoint where that line is drawn. You feel me? Where is it drawn? Like where's the game like not for everyone? And where's the game for everyone? Like, is it start with how people feel about leveling? Because everyone has to level, you know. So the majority of people don't enjoy particularly how leveling is and how slow it is, or how monotonous it feels, or how just unfun it feels, then people may not play. But like I said, that's why they put that in the PTR, and it was supposed to be test. I think that it's a little crazy, because I didn't even tell you the last part, which people don't usually attack these type of mobs, but mobs that are level 10 or higher will deal significantly more damage and will be impractical to fight even in group settings. So basically, if you're level 10 and you're fighting level 20, don't even try. Don't even try. You know. But I just don't understand. I'm not sure how this is gonna feel. Considering the fact that, like, let's say I'm level 25 and I'm in Carfin. You guys see Carfin in the background. Or if I'm in like an area like the Gendark or something like that. There are mobs that are like pretty fucking high level. Like, I think the highest mob you can fight is like 35 or some shit, if I'm not mistaken. There's mobs that are like probably 10 levels higher than the max level, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I wonder how that's gonna feel for max level people. Um, that's just my take on it. Maybe they need to be a little more lenient on that upper bend, in my opinion. I did test it out a little bit. I didn't test it out too much, not like a ton. Cause but that's one of those things also. It's like I feel like not a lot of people really test it, and you're gonna get most of your testing on how people feel about that, like level disparity or level marginality between like when a mob is hard and difficult and when it's like around your level. Because it seems like they're trying to skew people to fight mobs they're like 1 to 2 levels or higher than them, which you're gonna get a lot less XP than killing a mob that's like 5 to 6 levels higher than you. And I think that's what they're trying to do, to like kind of slow down the pace of how people level, which I mean, I don't really have an opinion on that because I don't really care. Because like I said, I play grindy games, and I my typical experience with MMOs is grind, and usually, like, I like it because it kind of sets them, it separates the men from the boys, and I get some people don't like that. It's like, oh, you're trying to have like a you're trying to what do you call it? Gatekeep levels, or gatekeep certain experiences because you have more time to put into games. I just like it because, like, it puts you in another upper echelon. Like, oh, he's nice because that, or he plays this game way too much because he's that level. I don't know. There's certain things I like, but that is just me. I'm just one person, and like, MMO takes a lot of people to be successful and fun. So keep that in mind. But let me know what you guys think about that. How do you guys feel about the level marginality or the level added enemy level scaling? And also, going on from that, they did change like some weird momentum stuff in fall damage. Like, fall damage is crazy now. You fall from, that area right when you get out of the ruins of Bela, you try to go down to Lionhold. If you fall off that, you'll basically almost kill yourself now. And that basically carries over to all levels. Like, if you fall from that same distance at all levels, you're probably going to kill yourself. Because they changed it based off of like velocity, how fast. I guess there's a way for them to calculate velocity in this fucking game, but it calculates off of the velocity of how fast and how long you've been falling, and bloop, depending on how fast and long you've been falling, you will not bounce. So let me know what you guys think about the fall damage. I'm not a big fan of the momentum right now because you kind of slide. You feel like everywhere you are, you're ice skating. I'm assuming that'll be fixed because a lot of people have said that. But yeah, it feels weird. Like when you're on a mountain, you try to like take your finger off of like the W key or something like that. Like, you'll slide for a little bit, like you're on ice, like you're playing like a fucking Mario 64 game or some shit. I thought it was funny, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think if you guys did test the PTR. But the other thing, because that was all I had until today, but a new freaking PTR happened today, at 10 a.m., which was we got to test out 4 new weapons, guys. The new weapons we got to test out were the two-handed spear, the two-handed axe, the one-handed axe, and the two-handed mace, and the one-handed rapier, which I think all rapiers are one-handed, but I'm just saying that so you know it's one-handed. I like them. I have my gripes with stuff, but obviously that's probably gonna be fixed. But I'm gonna say both. I'm gonna say the good first, and then I'll go with the bad. I really enjoyed the spear. I love how the animations look. I really enjoyed the fantasy. I just like spear gameplay. Like, it's dope. I really enjoyed the rapier. The fast, like I love it. I love it. I enjoyed the axe. I think I'll enjoy it more when they come out with dual wielding. I personally don't like their slow hitting one-handed weapons that much. In the sense, you know what I mean? Like, it just feels like if I'm gonna use a slow one-handed weapon, I might as well just use a slow two-handed weapon because it's gonna do more damage. But maybe that'll change when they finally add like dual wielding, where you can dual wield multiple different types of one-handed weapons. Like maybe I could have a one-handed axe in one hand, and maybe I could have a one-handed mace in the other. Maybe that'll change when they add that. But for now, I wasn't a big fan of the axe. It functioned. It was functional. It did its job. I just wasn't a fan of it. For some reason, I wasn't a big fan of the two-handed axe either. It felt slow, but it didn't. I don't know. Something about it was off. I can't pinpoint it, but it just didn't feel very like unique. It didn't feel like it served like any. It didn't feel unique, and maybe that's also like a take on like the skill trees for the new weapons, because they're very much copy paste in my opinion. The skill trees, because you use a lot of the same upper tier stuff like Heart Seeker and freaking like everything you would use on like the great sword. There's no originality in like the skill trees, and obviously that's like a takeaway. I'm assuming at some point they're gonna add originality to it. Right now they're just trying to test it, but I'm just saying from the PTR right now, it's pretty copy and paste for the skill trees. That's just the way it is. The only thing that's not copy and paste is like the animations when you attack stuff, which I like. I really enjoyed. I made a fighter, and it actually made me want to try a fighter. And it's funny because obviously my fantasy is archer, but like I think the closer we get to dual wielding like one-handed weapons, other than like daggers and shit like that, I feel like that's when I'll start inching closer to making a primary fighter archetype. I think, or a primary like summoner with a fighter like esque vibe archetype. Who knows? Because I do love dual wielding. Dual wielding is my favorite thing, so that's probably the thing I'm the most excited for, since they're adding a lot more one-handed type weapons. Like I would love to like see what you can do with dual wielded rapiers. Like that shit would be cold as fuck. Like I love the rapier. Rapier is probably one of my favorite one-handed weapons. I don't know. Maybe it's because I enjoyed the rapier in New World, but I really did enjoy it. I really enjoyed the rapier. I really enjoyed the spear. Their stab weapons were very satisfying, especially with the two-handed spear, because like it had like slash aspects to it, even though it was a stab or a pierce damage type, which was cool to me. I don't know. But yeah, that's my take on those weapons. I enjoyed them. I enjoyed them thoroughly. Other than like the axes, I did not pick up the mace because I'm an idiot and I forgot that they even added the mace because they added so many weapons. So I give them credit where credit is due. They added a ton of different types of weapon fantasies, which I'm a fan of. It seems like they're broadening the fantasy aspect of the game. Like they added 2 new races, they added 5 new weapons, they added Unreal Engine 5.6 was beautiful, and I didn't have any problems with Unreal Engine 5.6. But I am using a AMD AMD Ryzen 9, what's called 5900 X3D or something like that. That's one of those big ones, and a 4080 Super. I'm using the what's called RTX, NVIDIA graphics card, and they were having problems with AMD cards. People were having problems who were using AMD. But I didn't have any problems using NVIDIA. And the game looks so much better in 5.6. Like it looks stunning. I love it. I love how it looks. The god rays, the trees, the foliage, the everything. It just looked more inviting and more promising, and it brought a smile to my face, considering the fact that this is a PTR and they don't even want to see you guys. They don't want you guys to see it. So I'm excited to see how they implement it in the real game. And the same goes for us trying dynamic gridding. We didn't get to try that, and it's likely we're not going to get to try that tomorrow, but probably sometime in the next coming weeks they probably will unlock that dynamic gridding, and we'll let the floodgates open and see how that vibes. Hopefully, because they've been pushing it back. They were saying we were supposed to get it the first week has passed, We are not there anymore, so that was false. In the sense of, obviously I'm not saying they lied, but I'm just saying it was false because I mean they said it and it didn't happen. But I was a fan. I can't complain. This PTR was, in my opinion, pretty successful in the sense that the weapons were functionally working. Like I said, the skill trees weren't the best. They were very like they were the same. Like they basically interchanged the previous skill trees with the new weapons. I would love to see like some diversity, more diversity, in what each skill tree can do, or just more options to make them feel a lot more like changeable. I'm assuming they'll do that after they like make the actual like trees for the characters, like the skill trees better. They'll probably do another pass on weapon trees. But for now, it's what you have right now is what you get. You know, you get your heart seekers, you get your freaking bullseyes, you get all that. On those weapons still. It's not. Don't think you're gonna get different skills on those skill trees, or not skill trees. Don't think you're gonna get anything different on those weapon trees because they're gonna be very much the same. But yeah, I mean, it was enjoyable. It's been enjoyable. Um, I'm pleasantly surprised that they actually did have all those weapon animations ready to be tested. Because none of them look jank. They look pretty solid, and I was skeptically optimistic that we were actually gonna even get those weapons, and now I'm pretty certain that they will be released with Phase 3, whenever that happens, because they were good. They felt good. And 5.6, Unreal Engine 5.6 definitely getting released with Phase 3 because at least the only problem they had with that was AMD cards, and they're probably still looking into that. But from the Nvidia perspective, for all us Nvidia users, we were having a ball. Like, it was beautiful. I logged in. I didn't get kicked at all. I ran around to Oaken Bane and shit. Some of the mobs were janky, but I mean, it's a different build. It probably wasn't meant for like attacking mobs, mostly to see the weapons. I felt like a very different build than the previous one we tried, but it was fun. It was um definitely going to be a different experience playing the Phase 3, because we're gonna obviously have different more weapon options to drop. There's gonna be a lot more weapons, and obviously all those weapons that were released have a magical variant, so understand that as well. So there's gonna be a lot more weapons. What does that mean? That we're gonna have a lot more chance of getting drops? Probably not. I'm not sure how they're gonna rock with that. I'm not sure how the drop tables are gonna be like affected by the introduction of 5 new weapons. I'm just excited to see all those new weapons and their like Carfin counterparts and their freaking what's it called, Befallen Forge counterparts, and all their like different like, you know, places, like different biome counterparts. But it was exciting. So far, these PTRs have been pretty exciting. It shows that they are doing a lot of work on the back end. Like, we love to give them shit and we love to make them feel like they're not doing anything, but they really are doing stuff. I know I'm pretty based and I'm pretty like opinionated and honest with how I feel about towards the game. Right now I'm feeling pretty hopeful. And I'm feeling pretty excited to see where the game goes, because right now a lot of stuff, and there probably is more stuff we haven't even seen, is being worked on. Oh, they also did have like some vassal ship stuff that was shown within like the UI for like node progression. If you guys know, when you press N, you see like that stuff was in the PTR. So a lot of that is there and waiting to be tested. It's just not, it wasn't testable at that time, or that wasn't our focal point of testing today. So yeah, vassal ships there, definitely. The crate system is there, definitely. They even have like a little compartment on the PTR, if you guys didn't know that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's in the works. Like, I'm not gonna lie, these updates, these patches that we've had to do for PTR have been huge. So there's a lot of stuff that they're probably turning off on the back end just to let us test like specific things. Who knows? Tomorrow might be a very, very different type of day. They said we are supposed to be testing like PvP and some other shit tomorrow. So who knows? But you guys won't hear about my take about that until probably next week. Until probably next week on Tuesday. But I don't know. I don't know. Give them some grace. They're working, even though sometimes they take one step forward and 7 steps back. That is development. I'm seeing that more and more the more I follow this shit. But that's not gonna stop me from like giving like my opinion. You know, even if it may be like I may not know all of the freaking like obviously I'm not gonna know all of the ins and outs of why certain things going on. So I'm gonna see it from like the perspective of the consumer. So just understand that. Just that. I'm gonna give a consumer take, and that's not a take as if I'm a developer. But as of now, as a consumer, I'm feeling pretty hopeful. That will ebb and flow, because there will be shit where they disappoint me. And that will be because of me getting probably too having too my hopes too high because of what I've seen them do. But hey, it's the vibes. It's the vibes. It's the ebb and flows, man. Let's keep it pushing. Let's try to keep it positive, and most importantly keep it constructive. Comment down below. Watch if you made it this far. If you made it this far, comment down below. Watch. And also thank you guys for all the love and support. I appreciate each and every one of you guys who watched this far into this. Like I said, I don't really have any takes about the actual main game because no one's really playing the main game right now. We're all testing the PTR because we want to try new shit, and that's basically all I have to talk about. And that's probably all I'm gonna have really to talk about in these podcasts until August 4th. If that is the day that phase 3 starts. You know what I mean? But because I'm not gonna say it is, because until it's the day and I'm downloading the patch, it didn't start that day. It won't. I'm gonna say that it won't. But yeah, I mean, let's just keep it constructive, positive, and great. Peace, love, and positivity, boys. But other than that, thank you for watching. This is episode 12 of the TalonCast. Like I said, we won't be having any guests until probably the week after phase 3 starts, because I want to have a lot. I want my guests to feel like they have a talking point, because I feel like a lot of people who are content creators right now aren't really playing the game, and the only thing they probably are playing right now is PTR. But I would rather us talk about the actual alpha, their actual experience of leveling a character, and not just their actual experience on testing a system from like a max level thing, and them not going through like the weeds. You get what I mean, though. But other than that, thank you for watching. I love you guys. This is your boy Falco. Episode 12 of the TalonCast is done. If you enjoyed it, make sure you guys like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. Don't forget to use my Ashes of Creation creator code down below. If you want to support your boy, go use it when you make a free account on ashesofcreation.com. The link is down below. And also check out my main channel where I put out gameplay content every week down below. If you want to support me, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We're going to the top. We're not going to stop. And I will see you in the next episode of the podcast. Peace. Don't wanna say